that memo makes it look like the newspaper is encouraging its employees to go do this.
An internal memo raises questions about the role of the Oklahoman in this week's MAPS 3 vote.
Fox 25's Britton Falla asked if the memo is a conflict of interest. She is live with the story. Britton.
The memo offers OPUBCO employees a paid day off to volunteer for the MAPS 3 campaign. The internal memo was leaked to a journalism organization that says the message blurs the line between politics and journalism.
It only adds to the public's perception that journalists are biased.
6 days before the MAPS 3 election, the Human Resources Department at the Oklahoman sent out this memo offering employees a paid volunteer opportunity to encourage people to vote for MAPS 3. The memo was leaked to the Poynter Institute, a group that teaches ethics in the media.
The fact that the newspaper is encouraging employees in any department to participate in the political process can be perceived by members of the public as the newspaper taking an overtly political position.
The memo was followed by a message from the VP of News saying the newsroom could not participate. Poynter's Al Tompkins says limiting participation does not change the public's perception.
They're trying to say our news people don't do this. But it's harder to explain to the public. And the question would be, why encourage anyone to do this?
The publisher of the Oklahoman, David Thompson, is also the chairman of the Oklahoma City Chamber of Commerce, the group that organized the Yes for MAPS campaign. Thompson did not want to go on camera, but he told us his role as the chamber's chair did not influence the Oklahoman's news coverage of the campaign. Thompson says he held multiple meetings with the newsroom to ensure the coverage of the campaign was unbiased. Police Union President Gil Hensley disagrees.
There have been members of the media, whether it's the print media or the televised media, that have indicated to me that they got very clear direction from their bosses, what stories they would print, how they would print them, and how those would be controlled.
Thompson says OPUBCO offers employees 3 paid volunteer days a year, and this was just one of those opportunities. While the memo says employees should feel free to vote as they please, Hensley questions whether it influenced employees' votes.
You'd have to ask the individual employee if it swayed them, but I think the inference is certainly there that this is how your bosses think.
The issue is one of perception. We don't want ever to give the public a reason to believe that we're beholden to some special interest.
Thompson says OPUBCO as a company did support MAPS 3 and voiced its opinions in the editorial section of the paper. But from a news perspective, he says the newspaper covered both news conferences as they were held. Reporting live, Britton Falla at Fox 25 News.
And thank you, Britton. Even the OU Daily student newspaper did an editorial stating its disappointment with the Oklahoman's memo and says it sets a poor example for journalism students. Britton's posted the memo on her blog, along with the Oklahoman's political policy for its journalists. To read it, go to okcfox.com/Britton's blog.